looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay here for the night. I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another video on the Elite FPL YouTube. If you're watching it on Twitch and over on Twitter, hello to you guys as well. What a bittersweet weekend it's been. So I didn't watch any football this weekend apart from today. And what a game. We've just witnessed. If you are a Liverpool fan, if you are a Liverpool fan, you're feeling pretty damn good tonight. Let me just start off by saying Liverpool were amazing. It's the best I've seen. I don't know where they turned up the performance against United. They were just, from a neutral point of view, just amazing to watch. From a Man United fan's point of view, I felt that there were so many holes that there's not one player in a United shirt that I could literally say put in a shift today, taking nothing away from Liverpool's veracity and tenacity and whatever word you want to use. The first half, I thought United did okay. They kind of stood toe to toe with Liverpool, and they did have good spells. I think their goal just before half time did take the wind out of any wind that existed out of United's sails, and then second half just switched off, completely switched off. And once that second goal went in, and then another three, I think it was just a case of every player in the United shirt was just giving up. Bruno Fernandes, shocking. Just his attitude to going behind, and Liverpool were just pressing and ran the midfield like a boss. Casemiro, worst performance I've seen come out of Casemiro in United shirt, but then that's, I think we can forgive him an off day, and I think he was probably carrying some sort of injury anyway. But there's no excuse to literally have so many holes. When you're 3-4-0 down, just close. Like, I agree with Mark Goldbridge. I was watching Mark Goldbridge, and it was just comedy. Like, it was comedy at the end. It was just fun. It's just so stupid. Like, it was like I was watching an episode of Benny Hill. Slapstick comedy from United defense and midfield, and you don't want to be humiliated like that against your biggest rivals. You want to, if you lose 2-3-0, I mean, it's not okay, but you can stomach a 2-3-0 loss. But to still try to have overload the box, I think at one point there's a corner towards the end of the game. Liverpool was still outnumbering United on the counter attack 4-3, and it was just like, oh my god, you're 7-0 down. Just take. I agree with Mark Goldbridge. Just literally shut up shop. Don't let more goals in. And it was just like shocking. And Liverpool could have scored more. Could have been 8. Could have been 9. Could have been the highest. Could have been the joint highest defeat in the Premier League history. But Liverpool. Like I said, Liverpool fans will be very, very happy. Congratulations, Liverpool fans. I think that was the match that you may have needed for your team to have started to click. Maybe, I don't know. I think a lot of people jumped off of Liverpool assets, certainly from an FPL point of view. Transferring out the likes of Salah, the likes of Gakpo, the likes of Darwin Núñez, who's, by the way, Darwin was just unbelievable. Darwin, Salah, Harvey Elliott, amazing. I look at Robertson, very, very good. Just a massive threat. Like, just men versus boys today. Absolute men versus boys. 1 week out on that. Yeah, triple captain. Yeah, I know, right? Right. I know what you mean, does it? I was 1 week out. 1 week too early. But yeah, just shell shock, really. I mean, just in disbelief that professional football players that are paid as much as they are paid can, it was like going back under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, where we just didn't have a clue what we were doing. So yeah. In a strange, hey Harry, hello Daz, hello John, hello Dread, hello I Am Blue. In a strange way, this result could be a good thing for this United team. Big reality check. It was a big reality check, massive reality check. The Premier League, you can't in the Premier League. It doesn't matter if it's Liverpool. It's a big game. But against any team in the Premier League, you can't play like that. You can't just down, like, I don't want to say down tools, but it's like you give up. You can't give up. The point of the second goal going in, United just gave up. You could see it that they gave up. They weren't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm shocked, and because Ten Hag has drilled the players so well over the last few months, maybe tiredness. I mean, some people will be saying tiredness has crept in. There's been a lot of games. Yes, that is a valid point, but it's not the reason. Like, it's not the reason for today. And you look at Bruno Fernandes. I mean, when Ten Hag's taken off Rashford and bringing on Elanga, and then Bruno Fernandes is throwing his arms up in the air, expecting to be subbed off. He's the captain on the pitch, throwing his arms up in the air, wanting to get subbed off. I think that says it all about his attitude towards the game. Jason, do you still not see the hype about Ben Benayoun? I've not. Look, dude, I've got Salah and Robertson in my team. I've been saying quite a few times this season that there will be a performance and a series of results that people start to think, oh bloody hell, Liverpool are back. It hasn't happened yet that Liverpool are back, but they put in a performance today that's made people think, oh my god. You know, that's the Liverpool that we know. That's the type of Liverpool that we've seen year in, year out recently. I do believe in Liverpool. I do think that they are a top 4 club. You know, look at the players they've got in their team. You know, they haven't got to where they've got to over the last few years because they've got a top class manager, a world class manager, world class players. You know, 2 more players in their team probably in certain positions. You know, I actually looked at Harvey Elliott in that squad today. I thought, oh, that's an interesting pick over Basancic, whatever his name is, Bacancic. I can't say his name. I thought, oh, maybe he'd get exploited, and I thought United would have a bit more to show in midfield, but Harvey Elliott was quality, absolute quality. Jurgen Klopp, he charged the team up today, and they put in a massive performance. Trent and Robbo back for being options again? Question mark, says Harry. I mean, at the moment, the amount of money that people have got in their teams because of the not necessary need to have likes of Kevin De Bruyne in your team, the likes of Harry Kane in your team. Up until recently, up until now, the likes of Salah in your team. Yeah, you could, of course you can. Robertson, Trent, in a season where premium defenders haven't been an attractive option, maybe this second half of the season could change and we could start to see people doubling up. Absolutely. Liverpool will get destroyed at the Bernabeu. They ain't beating Madrid, just lucky against United today. I don't think it was lucky today against United Animations. That performance wasn't lucky. I think half of it was United capitulating, completely folding, and half of it was with Liverpool just being too hot to handle. Really hot to like, they were just like obsessed today. Liverpool, they were fired up. They had the bit between their teeth, and they were going for it. And congratulations, all Liverpool fans out there, because that's a great performance and a great result for Liverpool. But anyway, aside from that, the weekend was I mean, from a fantasy football point of view, I actually thought my weekend was going to be rubbish. In fact, I even messaged my friend to say that this weekend's a write-off, because I know it sounds really crazy, but because obviously the likes of De Bruyne getting me 3 points, Mahrez not playing, I've got Trippier coming off the bench at 1 point. In the early games, obviously Man City beating Newcastle 2-0. Haaland getting that assist, I thought that wasn't enough. I saw the amount of people that captained Saka, and I was worried. I was like, you know what? 8 points from a Haaland captaincy, and I saw how many people captained Saka, and I was just worried, man. I was really worried that I made a massive error. And yeah, with those 3 Man City players I've got in my team, I was thinking, you know what? I've got too many Man City, and it's not going to come out. I'm not going to come out anywhere near level with other people in my mini leagues. But fortunately, some things happened that I didn't see happening. Arsenal did win 3-2, but Saka, no goal involvement, which was reassuring, a big relief, a massive sigh of relief on the 3 o'clocks. And then we had Aston Villa winning 1-0. From a rivalry point of view with Steve-O, I was praying it wasn't Watkins. It wasn't. It was Cash with Anderson getting an own. So Cash with an assist, Anderson with an own goal. Now, the big thing for me was Matoma and Estepinian. Matoma getting a goal and an assist in that 4-0 win over West Ham. That was a big thing. So it kind of went better for me as the day went on yesterday. So yesterday was my wife treated me to a trip to Birmingham. We went on the train and we went to this really cool like crazy golf. It was really cool, like indoor crazy golf over a couple of levels. So I wasn't able to listen into Steve. I wasn't able to keep up to date with scores. So I went for the majority of Saturday. I'll be honest with you, for the majority of Saturday I was pretty down about FPL because I didn't know the Arsenal scoreline. I didn't know what happened in the other games, and I knew that I had 3 Man City, 2 of which did nothing for me, and Haaland, which only got me an assist. So I was like, I was like, no way, I made a mistake, massive mistake. But fortunately, my other players made up for it. Chelsea beating Leeds 1-0. Just a standard 1-0 Fofana goal. I haven't seen the highlights there. Don't know what it was like. Chilwell getting the assist. Chilwell, could he be someone that people look at? Maybe. Wolves getting the win over Spurs. This was a big shock for me. Adama Traore getting a goal there. Jimenez getting the assist. What was Spurs like, guys? I haven't seen the highlights for that either. Animation said, I would not expect United to get beaten 7-0 because of the form that they've been in recent weeks. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It was a big shock. John Harris says, you must be chuffed to have Robertson and Salah versus Bournemouth next game week now against all the wildcard teams with no Liverpool. Yes. Yeah, I am. And I think looking at Steve-O's wildcard, we'll talk about it in a minute. Steve-O actually messaged me a long voice message, hoping that I would do a video tonight. And I wasn't really going to plan to do a video tonight because I'm pretty tired, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. But I wanted to talk about that 7-0 defeat from Liverpool. First and foremost, just shocking. But also I want to talk about the fact that things have changed in the mini-leagues. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Southampton beating Leicester 1-0. Alcaraz getting the goal. Adams getting the assist there. Southampton obviously playing. Got a double game week coming up, and Ward-Prowse missing a penalty. If Ward-Prowse scored that penalty, I think we would see a lot of people transferring him in. I think we would see a massive wave of people transferring him in for the upcoming games. Nottingham Forest earlier on today versus Everton. Nottingham Forest 2, Everton 2. Ryan Johnson is a quality player, man. He could have got a hat-trick today. Dyche getting himself a draw late on, I think. Equaliser. I saw bits of that. Pickford, of course. In a stroke of genius, of course, I took out David De Gea and I brought in Pickford, so I actually saved myself some points there. Just wanted to say, that was pretty good. The fact that I offloaded Rashford, Shaw, and De Gea has kind of worked out for me. And obviously we've got Brentford versus Fulham tomorrow night, which should be interesting to see how that pans out. I've got still got Mbeumo to play, and let's talk about Mbeumo. Steve-O not happy that I brought Mbeumo in, but the truth of the matter is I didn't have much of an option anyway. I had an issue. And I didn't have the budget to bring in anyone. Ideally, I would have brought in Ivan Toney, but I just didn't have the budget. And Nketiah now. Nketiah is an issue. I didn't see him being an issue at this stage, but obviously Jesus coming back very soon, and Martinelli being preferred at the moment over him. Nketiah had to go. He was a problem for me. And the only money I had, I think I had 6.7 million in the bank. I wasn't going to spend 4 points or more. It was a straight swap. 5.8 million in Bremo is the only one I could afford. And also, it blocked Stevo off because it's one of Stevo's players. That also came into fact. I also factored that into the decision making. So, yeah, it was kind of a tactical necessity for bringing in Bremo. He wasn't very happy about that, but I didn't play this game to make friends. I play this game to win, and I'm going to stick to playing my own game. My own game is being unpredictable. My own game is being annoying. My own game is getting points and beating my rivals. So, that's your score or the result of today's match. What do you mean? 7-0. Yeah, 7-0. It was both. Yeah, it's both. So yeah, let's quickly just read some of the comments here. Harry Dawson said, I had Odegaard captain, had about 8 shots in the game. Frustrating. In a high scoring game, you'd expect more from Odegaard. I mean, look at that. 3-2 and Partey, Ben White, who doesn't, Ben White doesn't score. Reece Nelson with a banger at the end. I believe Smith Rowe getting an assist, Nelson getting an assist as well. Obviously, the clean sheet being wiped out. With Bournemouth scoring 2 as well. I mean, Arsenal, were they lucky to get a win? Very lucky, I think. Tarkowski getting 0 points in 3 matches, says John Harris, yeah. Harry Dawson's got Henry to play. Would you do a -8 to bring in Matoma and Tony this week? Harry, depends on who you're getting out. And if you're going to captain Matoma, if you're going to captain one of those two, it could be worth it. Yeah. I have 2 free transfers to use this week. It's now very hard to know what two to drop. Yeah. Bruno and Gononto is out of, well, he's been recently not playing. He missed that last game. He didn't start against Chelsea, and he played 60 minutes previously, I think. So, is he going to be a guaranteed going forward? Question mark. So, it could be a problem. It could be an issue you need to solve. So, and Bruno is, well, very, he's been played out on the wing. He's not being played in his favorite, in his best position, in my opinion. So, yeah, from an FPL point of view, it's not one to look at. I would not have expected. Let's have a look. What's being said here? Good evening, chat sport. Trent sat this game out, and is that his TA? He did. What a mad half of soccer. Yeah, shocking. Yeah, if you can roll a transfer this week, it might be worth rolling a transfer, to be honest. And don't forget, there's going to be midweek games, team press conferences. So if you don't have to make a transfer right now, don't make a transfer right now, unless, of course, there's a price rise or price drop that you don't want to miss because you're priced out. You might have to do it. What's your my game plan for Gameweek? I'm not going to tell you. What's your plan for Gameweek 28? I don't have lots of players blanking. I mean, at the moment, Gameweek 28, I will yeah, I'll probably have to do it. I won't be fielding 11. I won't be fielding 11 players, and I'll most likely do a -8. In all seriousness, well, depending on what happens this week in terms of news and things like that. we'll see what happens. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 4 to get an 11, right? I need 4 to get an 11. So I'll probably just play 9, 10 players. You know, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. They're not like, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world if I play 10 players. Gameweek 28. So let's quickly have a look at the mini leagues. I don't know if they've updated now. But before we do that, let me just load up FPL Game Week. So FPL Game Week managed to extend my my lead on Stevo a little bit more. I know if he watches this back in the morning, just to remind him that, you know, in the end, it kind of, today's games did kind of salvage his game week, because before this he was on 20 points and getting 21 points from Salah, 6 points from Alexander-Arnold. Obviously Tarkowski getting them 0 earlier on today, but having those points coming in from Salah and Alexander-Arnold was massive for him. But still, you know, he sees he's dropped what, 20 50 71 50 21 23 points dropped on me this week. He won't be happy with that, considering that's pretty much what he gained on me the previous week. So we've kind of cancelled the previous weeks out, of course, with his wild card. So yeah, he won't be happy, but he's got some issues with his team. I think there's a rotation risk, obviously, with Gakpo. Obviously scoring today, I think, may give him a bit more game time, but I still think that the likes of Firmino and Jota are going to be knocking on the door, and they're going to be sharing minutes with Gakpo. So Gakpo for me is the one that's not reliable to get 90 minutes. I mean, Liverpool fans in the chat, you can come in and tell me differently, but I think that I don't know if I would be 100% happy with him. But obviously, irony is that you put in a performance today, which would mean that you'd probably want to start him every game. But I just don't see that being a thing. So, and then Mikalenko, of course, not playing for Everton. I think that could be an issue. I think that's a fire that he's going to need to put out. And yeah, let's just quickly talk about Stevo's benching of Gakpo. He said in a voice message that he actually was thinking of captaining Salah and having Gakpo in his team, but he's decided to go against it. This is a problem when you've got a fairly, you know, when you've got a strong 12 players in your team, someone's gonna have to make way. And I'm talking about me as well. I mean, look at my team. I'm gonna have Trippier. Yeah, I have to decide to bench Trippier or Nonto. Obviously Nonto is pretty much benched most weeks anyway, but Trippier's benched this week. Decided to play Ben White over him. You know, and I'll be switching between them going forward. And if I move Gnonto out and I bring in another striker, or if I take out Man City players, because obviously I've maybe got one too many Man City, and I spread those funds around, could end up with two bench options that are going to be giving me headaches, you know. So unlucky for Stevo, but good for me, I suppose, that he benched Gakpo. Perraud's another one, didn't play a single minute. Kind of did raise my eyebrows when I saw him. He brought Perraud in on that wild card. So yeah, it could be another fire that he needs to sort out. In terms of the league, though, you may see on the left-hand side, I am now top of the Torbay's Elite, which is incredible. Actually, the leagues are updated on here, so we'll quickly switch to the actual game. So I'm now top of the Torbay Elite mini league, which is a mini league that I'm very passionate about. It's the first mini league I was in, and that's incredible considering where I was only like 5 or 6 game weeks ago, and the fact that I've managed to catch as many points as I have. However, I have used my chips, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to stay ahead of everyone else now. People still got their triple captains. People still got their free hits to play. Maybe their bench boosts as well. So it's going to be tough. But top of the Torbay Elite, top of the Rivals League, which is an amazing accomplishment. Going ahead of Capkin FPL, who got 35 points this week. Capkin with 35 points so far. Let's quickly have a look. Wow. So he's got Tony, he's got he's got me, and he's got Tony to play. 35 points. 1 point Gabriel, 1 point Trippier, Rashford 2 points, Captain Saka with 4. Did have Matoma. He had Martinelli 2 points, Kane 2 points, and Haaland 4 points, and of course McAllister on the bench 14 points. That's gonna sting, man. That's gonna sting. But yeah, to think that I am here now, I'm pretty happy with that. Second in the YouTube chat league as well, which is pretty crazy, and third in the YouTube in the Elite FPL members league. So still got a long way to go before I even get anywhere near touching distance of Harry, but I'm not going to go that far. Hey Sugar, 41 on my wild card at the moment. You're minus 41 on your wild card. Well, have you been adding it up? Oh man, don't do that. It gives you mental health problems, depression. Don't do that. Like every time I make this bold moves or wild cards, and things don't work out for me, and things seem to be going downhill, I don't want to add up what I could have had. I just don't think I don't like that sort of thing. It's I think looking backwards is not the way to go, and it can just lead you to make emotional decisions. Loads of people have bench points this week. Yes. Hello, Michael. I'm on 24 points. 3 Brentford left. Oh, you got 3 Brentford left. Well, let's hope they do. Let's hope they do bits for you, man. Let's hope that Mbeumo gets a few goals as well. I'm going to have 11 for 28, and it will be Haaland and Martinelli to Maddison and Watkins. Haaland and Martinelli to Maddison and Watkins. Okay. Haaland and Martinelli, they're 2 players that... I mean, I can understand that. Good players, though. Good evening, Andre D. Lots of unlucky people this week, says Harbour Boy. Yeah, and this week it's been a massive game week for me. You know, people getting like 25, 35 points, 40 points. What is the average? The average is 35 points, guys. The average is 35 points, and I'm now 70k. 70k overall, which is yeah, I'll take that. I was looking to finish in the top 250, so 70k, we can build over that. I can build on that. I've got some ideas in my head on what I'm going to do. I'm not going to share them now. I've got some transfer plans that I'm gonna do. Oh, by the way, guys, I got a guitar today. What do you think? It's a Washburn WY26, and I'm in a band and they want to have another guitar, so I play some guitar. I mainly play acoustic guitar, and yeah, it's another thing to work out. And I've also got this amazing wireless mic. This Sennheiser mic. This is my pride and joy. Like, this is beautiful. I've actually got all the gear now to actually start recording writing my own songs. So yeah, I'm really focusing on my music, and I'm going to be writing some music sometime this year and gigging around some venues. We've got a gig lined up. It's gonna be interesting. And I've been playing some synth as well in band practice. So I've got this little I don't have it with me right now, but I have this tiny little like MIDI controller synth called an APK, an Akai MPK it's called, and it's just like, it's about that big, and I can just play samples and I can play synth keys on it as well. We're doing like some 80s rock, like we did like Billy Idol, and basically, oh, that's closed down. Okay, that's interesting, and yeah, it was really cool to play some synth. Chat's gone. Am I still here? I don't know. Let's find out. For a moment I was going to play Evan Ferguson over Salah because I thought Liverpool would struggle against a strong United defence. Oh man. You don't want to be betting against Salah. I still believe that, like, I held on to Salah because I just think that Liverpool were going to turn it around at some point. I didn't think necessarily against United, but I did feel that Salah was going to bang at some point. Obviously, triple captained him last week because I did feel that they were going to have a good result coming up. Just had this feeling, and Wolves would be in that game. He did get a goal, but obviously this week was the way that I should have triple captained this week. That'd have been crazy. Right. Well, Jace, how's you after that? Yeah, Dally Pool. I mean, scroll back to the beginning of the stream. I'm not gonna repeat myself, but just dejected, man. Just shocking. It's a bittersweet one because I've had such a good game week from an FPL point of view, but a really shocking experience of watching that Liverpool United game. Lots of problems to solve, it would seem. What points do you end on Jace? I was good. It was a good week for me. Ended on 70 points. Top. I'm up to 70,000. 70,000 overall. Top of the Torbay Elite MiniLeague. Top of the Elite FPL Rivals League. Third place in the YouTube. Third place in the Members League, and second place in the YouTube Chat League. So I'm breathing down the neck of, well, I say I am. I'm not really. I'm miles behind No Weak Foot, who's first, and miles behind Harry in the Members League. So, but it's respectable. It's respectable.